Launch sequence activated.
This is not a drill.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, Angela. How you doing?
Good, good. I am really excited about this show today because we have a couple of surprises, all to do with rolling the dice. So, but one of the surprises, what we're going to do next month
is our theme.
Yes, rolling the dice for poetry and life. So, do you want to talk about what we're doing next month?
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, next month, our old friend Sean is going to be back with talking about his game that he made. Now, this is a really cool game, I think. It's called Poetry Freaks. Poetry Freak. Well, that's a phrase I like to use. It's on my shirt. You know, it's so Angela had challenged. Did you challenge or just suggest something way back in March? Like, hey, come back in. We were shooting for September, but it was really under the wire. Hey, because Sean writes role-playing games, and we wanted him to write one for poetry. And so I talked to him about it, I think 2 weeks ago, and he was like, oh yeah, I can't figure out how to do that. I've been thinking about it, but I can't, because I check in every now and again about it. He'd be like, I don't know. Well, I was thinking this, I don't know. And then, so he didn't do it. And I was like, okay, I'll tell Angela. And then like the next day, he's like, oh, I got an idea for it. So I don't know if he felt guilty or if just like mentioning it sparked the muse, but it's called Poetry Freaks. It's what you do is, I'm just going to say quickly, there's, this is fun, 30 themes. You roll a 30-sided die to get your theme, your mood, your poetry mood. Poetry Freak 2, all right. And the funny thing was, he texted me on Saturday. Now, I've just been working at a grade school for 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. I've never really worked in a school except I did a little bit of sales, right? So I was kind of sick on Saturday. I couldn't like be sick on a day where I could call in and be absent, but I was sick, and he texted me and was like, I'm working on the poetry game and I need some poetry moods, but not just like sad or angry and stuff. And so like, I've got this fever and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So please know. And number 30 is Poet's Fever. I was like, ooh, add Poet's Fever to it.
Oh, I love that.
I told him, I'm like, if you don't like it, it's because it's okay. I had a fever. And he's like, no, they're great. And I'm like, ooh, add Poet's Fever. So that's number 30. So some of the moods are like erotic tango and, in the arms of kindest angels and vaguely cursed and spinning illness, stuff like that. And then you roll a 100-sided die. If you recall National Poetry Month, our lists of beautiful words, there are 100 beautiful words listed. This is the instruction side. And I'm very proud. This is my son's logo that he did his artwork of. And 100 beautiful words. So you got to roll for 3 beautiful words, fit them into your theme. We'll talk more about it next month. The fun game board, it's not in color because I just printed it off on a non-color printer, but those are like my poet portraits. So it's really cool. So you can advance along the board. I'm trying to figure out which way is what, as we always are on this backwards thing, but you can advance on the game board. But yeah, so you write your little 3-line poem or whatever, and then everybody does a reading and they vote best poem, but you can't vote for your own. So that's kind of
that is so cool.
Rules. Yeah. And so I was actually rolling this morning. I really meant to do this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but life, man, my job is like I was telling Angela earlier, they're going to beat what did I call it? I'm so tired. I was like, they're going to beat the freewheeling hippie out of me.
I can't remember now. I have it on a text, but
yes. Yeah, I think I very much disappointed my boss today by being way too much of a freewheeling hippie with this, disciplinary job I have toward children. Not disciplinary, but, as I understood it, I'm just not following the rules right.
The quote, they're beating the glorious hippie poet out of me. So that is our challenge, is to keep the glorious hippie poet in Amy Zoellers.
I'm for it. I'm a poetry freak. Sparkling poetry freak. There's my shirt. Okay. So anyway, that's next month. We'll have Sean McAnally and we'll talk about Poetry Freaks, the game. And it's really fun. I just been rolling the dice for theme and words and using it as poetry prompts because you know how it is. Some of you may know how it is when you're a freewheeling hippie for like so many years and then you get a full-time mostly job and you're like, oh my God, who am I? What? I don't remember what I like to do, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm still a poet, and then by God, I'm gonna still be a poet.
Yes.
So here we are.
We're gonna keep you rolling in the poetry.
Yes, life is filled with poetry. Did you see the moon the last couple of nights?
Yes, it was gorgeous. Yeah.
It was. Blue super moon, second of the month, full moon, and closer in. So beautiful, beautiful. And that's why the kids have been so freaking nuts at my job. Yeah,
2 full moons in a month. Whose idea was that?
Good God. Yeah. My mom used to say she worked at Southwestern Bell for 35 years, and she'd always say, oh, I know when it's a full moon. I mean, it could be broad daylight and there's no windows, but I know because all people all just want to get drunk and play on the telephone and howl at the moon over the telephone. So it's real. The gravity and the tides and all that stuff, it just messes with us. But not us. Well, sometimes.
Well, like it's always a full moon for us.
That's right. We're in love with the moon as poets, as glorious hippie poets. It's what we do. So tell your idea. I'm very excited to try.
Okay. This idea is not all beautiful and organized like Sean McAnally and Amy Zoellers' RPG poetry game, which I'm so excited to play. But I was just like, I want to kind of keep on the RPG theme. And so I was like, going with like cut up poetry is kind of where the idea started. I was like, why couldn't you roll for poetry inspiration? So we each have a list of words. It's the same list. I didn't go all out that crazy, but it's 10 verbs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, they're the same. That would have been a good idea to make them different. But
I didn't think of that. No, it'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Repetition is a poetry tool, I can't think of the words, but yeah.
Well, and if we're each alternating different lines, it's not like it's going to be, the same words each time. But so we have a list of 10 verbs. Yeah, well, because it's poetry. How could it not be? We've got 10 verbs, 10 nouns, and 10 adverbs. And we're going to roll a 10-sided dice so that we can pick words off of this. This is my dice. It looks just
mine's on my phone.
There's no color. My husband's dice is all like gold metal with like red enamel in it. Very fancy. I'm like, I like this one's.
Oh, yes. We like a nice dark dye. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to write a poem together live. Well, I guess we're pre-recording, but live at this moment. And write a poem together using this RPG dice technique. So we'll see how this goes. Could be a disaster. Could be a success. Yeah. We might start a new trend. It could be a beautiful disaster. Yeah, let's find out. And I actually do
think it's got so much potential.
I do have this too if we want to record the lines, but I think we'll probably wind up putting it together afterwards, but we'll just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to start, Amy?
Visceral writing if you watch it. Sure. Okay. All right. Got a 9. I'm going to roll 3 times. 9, 10, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my list. So that makes.
Ooh. All right. I'm already freaking in love with this.
I love the first word. This is the word of the day is shatter. Okay. 10 is heart. Oh my gosh. Look at
I know,
that.
Right?
That's what poetry does, you guys. It just comes together shatter heart silently. Okay, Angela, go.
You have to,
my Lord,
you have to think of a line with that. Are you writing your line?
Oh, I'm just doing a 3-word line, but yeah, okay, I'll try. I think it might just be a 3-word sentence today.
Hey, that one is gorgeous. I would like that.
That's all I got, baby. All right.
All right.
Now you.
All right. Shatter Heart
Yeah.
poetry. That is fabulous. All right. Here I go. I actually have. Hey, that's so funny. You're being visceral with the pen, and I am being visceral with the dice, but I'm using.
I'm using an electronic die. Oh, there
All
it
right.
is.
So my first one is 5. So write. Woo, one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
Write 7. Rainbow. Write rainbow.
Ooh.
5. Ooh, write rainbow fiercely.
What? Well, yes, I think we will.
So
All
I'm just going
right.
to say write a rainbow fiercely.
I
Because
love
I want to
it.
be that creative right now.
Yeah, shattered. So okay.
Yeah,
Rolling.
shattered heart poetry. Write a
That's
rainbow fiercely. Already, like I have chills.
You've invented a form. Shatterheart poetry. 4, 5, 6. Oh, there you go. All right. That was so random. Okay, 4. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, I'm on the wrong list. I have to scroll. 4. Oh, sing. That is one of my favorite words. 5. Ocean. Oh my gosh. This is the most beautiful list. How did you do this? And 6 is loudly. Sing, ocean, loudly. Keeping it.
Oh.
All right.
I'm a fan of this thing that we're doing, this experiment.
As am I. It's all in your brilliant lists. Ah, yes.
Well, I confess I had ChatGPT write me up this list about probably 20 minutes ago, but that's because my brain was dead, and that is what I is for. So then we can bounce off it creatively. So, all right.
Yes,
my verb.
we use our tools.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe I'm not having a 10-sided dice because I just got an 11. Wait a second, I grabbed the wrong one again. Where's the 10-sided dice?
Well, a cooperator. Oh, I was going to say cooperator for a while.
Okay, this is the 10-sided dice. That's okay. I did not say I'm like the super RPGer. Like I'm but okay, so this is the 10-sided dice. Okay, this is the 10-sided
beautiful.
dice.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Okay, yes. So, all right. So my verb is 7. Mm-hmm. Glow.
I love that word.
And my noun will be 1. So moon, glow moon. I'm already liking it.
I'm in love with this line.
Adverb is 0. Oh, I guess that's 10. Unexpectedly.
Oh,
so
glow moon unexpectedly. I wonder how the moon would glow unexpectedly. I'm into that. How many lines are we doing? Do we know?
No. I mean, we could roll for that. Like, how many lines should we?
Yeah. Okay, and you'll roll a 2, and we'll be like, oh.
We've already messed that up. All right, you roll and see how many lines we're doing.
Okay, shall I roll to see how many lines?
Yeah. You roll it.
Rolling. 7.
Okay, well, wait.
Lucky number 7. So let's see. We've got
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay,
yeah, we've got 4. 1, 2. Okay, 4. Okay, I'll do 5.
Okay,
we could split the 7th line. Go every other.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Every other roll. Okay. So I got write forest loudly.
Ooh.
Thank you, Lord. Okay, now you.
Write forest loudly. I think this is going to be an amazing poem.
It's already amazing. Okay, 2 more lines.
Using the proper verb. I mean, the proper verb. The proper dice.
That's right.
And verb.
10. All right.
6. Okay. Dance.
Oh.
Amy likes the word dance.
I like the verbs they've chosen.
I know. I did say good verbs. Okay, and then I have noun is 4, wind, dance, wind.
I was hoping I'd get wind. I thought I had wind when that sounded funny. When my verb was 4. I was looking at the nouns list. I was like, oh, but then it was sing, so that was nice. Okay, so dance, wind. What is your adverb?
And 1 is gently. Ooh,
dance, wind, gently. Damn, it knows what it's doing. Okay, line 7. Are we going to do every other?
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds good.
I got an 8.
Okay, so you have.
What do I have? I don't know where my list went.
Ooh, swim.
Is it swim? Oh, there's my list.
Swim.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at nouns. Okay.
Swim. All right, the noun
got it.
Have.
What do you got?
Oh, 0 again. Which, it's 10. I'm like, wait, how can there be 0?
We have
10. Mathing. So wait, 10 is heart, right? Yep.
Heart,
swim.
Okay.
Heart.
All right. For the last one, should be like, okay, I rolled a 2, you roll something, and then we'll like do subtraction or addition or something to get the last word.
I did 7.
Okay, so we can either have 9 or 5. Do we decide before we look?
Yeah, I did look. I cheated. So let's do 9.
Which one?
You said 9, right? I said 9.
9 is joyfully. So that's beautiful. The other was fiercely. Either one would have been. We could use both. It could be like joyfully, fiercely.
It probably would have worked better if I had these in better order, like the adverb and then the verb and then you know what I mean, like in a better order. But I kind of like how they're turning out.
I do too.
Joyfully.
Yeah.
So
it sounds. Yeah, it's poetically like wonky.
Yeah.
I really like it. Okay, so why don't you do the reading?
Okay. Yeah, and then we can work on these more. Like, I actually want to continue this. This is fabulous.
Yes. And we can expand them. We can do more than 3-word sentences. But I got to tell you, this was just the thing for me.
Yeah, yeah. Like kind of an easy way to get that creativity going.
Yeah.
So, yes, here's our words together. Okay. Shatter, heart, poetry, write, rainbow,
silently.
Fiercely. What?
Yeah, it's shatter heart silently. Sorry.
Oh, so you know what? I think because we were saying the word poetry.
We said a lot of poetry, and I had my poetry freak shirt on. Okay, again, I'm sorry. This time.
All right. No. I'm glad you corrected me. Shatter heart silently, write rainbow fiercely, sing ocean loudly, glow moon unexpectedly, write forest loudly, dance wind gently, swim heart joyfully.
3-word sentences, 7 lines, and it's still, to me, so, if to use a word, evocative. But it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm having like if you'll forgive me, very simple words, but almost the orgasm, it's just so, like simple words can be so beautiful, kind of everyday landscape words. And I love it.
Unexpected combination of these. I'm going to say let's think of a different, because we've got 2 loudlies in there.
Yeah.
Let's roll different loudly.
Do you want to re-roll a loudly?
Yeah, let's re-roll that adverb.
Okay.
Yes, adverb.
Okay. And I don't remember what's what. I got a 7, and that is our
7
adverb.
is eagerly. So
okay.
It would be write forest eagerly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. You got to be a little eager for us, or it's going to eat you. All right. Cool.
Well,
nice.
I like it. I'm going to say this is a keeper. This is a keeper fun thing to do.
This was the medicine of life right here tonight, I got to say. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice, Angela.
Well, thank you. It is a last minute panicked idea because I'm like, we're playing Poetry RPG and I really want to talk about Poetry RPG, but we're waiting until next month.
Yeah, and this was so cool. This kind of reminds me of the kind of thing I used to do when I'd homeschool my kid, like use a deck of cards and pick something or other, or roll a dice. But the word list was so, they weren't flowery words, which, there's part of me that's always going to be there's part of me that is given to being flowery, and part of me that's like, I used to read so much Ernest Hemingway that it's like, no, terse, say it, and I love that. And I love that it can be 3-word sentence. It can be these everyday word. I've already said it, but I love it. I think that it is still just came out so gorgeous. So yeah.
You could actually have different lists too. Like you had said in the beginning, like, do we have the same list or different? Right. So you could actually have like a flowery list, like a very purple prose, and then a terse list. And then it would kind of be like, more.
Yeah, that's really cool. Ladies and gentlemen and others, Angela has done it again. She's invented a form. A Ruth Bader Ginsburg form.
Panic of poetry.
I like it. Okay, I'm writing
deadlines. The creativity of a deadline. So like, oh my God, we're on in 20 minutes.
Panic of poetry. That's going in my next poetry textbook. This time last year, I released Transfusion Poetica, and I said, this is actually teachers of high school. If you can stand the occasional mention of whiskey and cigarettes, this is a perfect textbook for your classroom. So everyone check it out. Transfusion Poetica. It's your poetry textbook. Yeah. Because Angela and I are given, especially Angela has a knack for this and inspires me so much, has this knack for just inventing a form. And we get obsessed with forms because we would read a poet's glossary by Edward Hirsch. And we just, mine's downstairs. I can't even put my hand in the screen to point
downstairs.
Down the stairs. Hang on. No, I'm not going to do that joke where I'm going down to the basement. I can't do it. I'm sitting on my bed.
I'm like in my closet office. I'd be like,
Thank you, everyone, for the good times, for joining us and all that crazy jazz.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else besides that?
You know what? Do you have poetry to read? I actually want to flesh this out and do more of these. I don't know what we would call them. Not RPG poetry, dice poetry,
maybe something like that. Yeah, you know what?
Rolling.
Yeah, poetry rolling. Yes.
Oh yeah,
I put Panic of Poetry, but I'm gonna put that one in there. We'll have a lot of
it sounds subversive.
Rolling. Oh my goodness!
Oh
I
man,
can't wait till
roll some poetry. I know the RPG, which I could probably share it, maybe as in the color version. Can I do that?
I don't know. I think it'll be $1 or something when it comes out.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say just to show what the art on it is. So gorgeous.
It's very colorful. I don't know if it's ready. The thing is, they vet it. They're like, there's a human who vets it. So he sent it, but it might not be. That's why we didn't do that episode today because we didn't know if it was going to be available. So we'll really give it a good push next month, knowing it's going to absolutely be available then. But it's called Poetry Freaks. So there you go.
One thing that I kind of want to try possibly is, we always have open mics. I mean, we don't always have them, but open mics are a common thing.
Oh, yeah. In the culture.
How cool would it be to like everybody meet once a month and everybody who has Poetry Freaks and we can all just RPG together?
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be fun?
How would that work? Yeah, that's like we'd have to figure out how that would work. I mean, we can fit 10 people in the studio, but it feels like it could be something that people are kind of doing in chat as well.
That really would be super cool. In fact, it's kind of fun because like Sean's got this gaming group and people he's known for years and years. And one of his friends who doesn't do poetry, does some songwriting, used the game to write a poem. And it was good because one of the moods is fear of flying. And he wrote a really fine poem about that mood, and I really enjoyed it. And so it's like people who don't normally do poetry get in there and do it because they like to game, and the people I know who do gaming are like, and I haven't, I have not a long history of knowing anything about gaming, but they are so into it. They're like, oh, this is the game, this is what we're doing, and they do whatever the game requires for the sake of the game. And so you could really like give people this experience of being a poet because you create a poet character. There'll be more on it next month, but I think it's really fun. Yeah.
Oh, which next month is Dark Poetry Day. I think we're actually doing the show on Dark Poetry Day.
I'll make a note of
this
that.
is September. Yes. I'm like, wait, what month is it? Oh, so
This
it
is
isn't.
today.
It isn't Dark Poetry Day. No. Yeah. It is actually going to be. I have to read it. I have to figure out how to read a calendar. But yes, it will actually be Dark Poetry Day.
I will be prepared.
Yes, we will be unveiling Poetry Freaks on Dark Poetry Day to celebrate.
Oh, that's
and
so cool. Oh, that's gonna
that
if we do any. Yeah. Did my thing get mad at me again?
No, I see you. You're good.
Okay, good. I was trying to open my Google Docs and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's going to take forever. Oh, no, it opened. Never mind. I was going to see if there was anything to read. I don't know. Do you have anything to read, Angela?
Yeah, while you're looking, I will find something really quickly. I did just finish the poetry class for Crystal Lake Publishing, and we did Exquisite Corpse, as I love Exquisite Corpses.
Oh, I love
don't know if I should read it because it's technically, you know what I mean, like that they're putting it in a book and stuff. So I won't read that. I just thought I'd mention it like as a tease. Like,
that's cool.
Well, you know.
The Exquisite Corpse, for those who don't know, is where a group full of people each contribute a line, and that's so good. It always turns out good, just like these ones from tonight.
Oh, I'll read my my thing for Nina, like the latest.
No, I'm sitting there rubbing my eye, but I can't.
I'm like panic clicking. Where's my Ladies of Horror folder? Poetry. Okay. Yeah. So, and I will say, like, one of the things I was thinking with, like, a lot of panic. Poetry. Yeah, much panic tonight. One of the things I'm thinking is kind of cool with poetry RPG or like this kind of like using techniques like cut up poetry and rolling dice and these kind of extra prompt forcing things is I feel like anybody winds up, they can be creative then and write poetry because it's like the only difference between somebody who's super creative is they have access to those prompts naturally. And sometimes we just need external prompts to guide us. So, yeah.
Exactly. And it's such a good feeling, I think, when you put something together. For me, it is. I think it could be for all. All right.
Yeah, and prompts kind of make you think in a different way as well. Like I will say, I'm working on a new poetry collection alongside the other one that I'm doing about Hio de Sul, but this one is based on this prompt. I just like kind of remembered it as I popped it open. But what my picture, the Ladies of Horror thing, it's a ekphrastic challenge every month where Nina Darkangela sends us a photo, and then we have to write a dark poem about it. My photo this time was just a road. And this has become the start of a whole collection because I started thinking of, well, I'll tell you after I read it.
Okay, cool.
It's called The Road Calls. The road calls, an asphalt river of sticks. The lives it claims are legion. Human, animal, insect, death is death. The flat expanse promises new vistas, horizons, progress. It delivers on all promises. Sometimes the new horizon is in the afterlife. And so the thing about that poem is I had missed my deadline. So I was writing really fast. And so that literally was like a 5-minute, like, oh my God, I have to write something for Nina. And she's like asking for it right now. And I have to pretend like I did this, but I'm not going to do that because she knows.
I was telling you, I've got that right here, Nina. It's cool.
Yeah. So I wrote that up really quick, which is why it's so short. Because I was like, yes, let me write you up something right now. Okay.
Poetry magic.
Yeah. I had never thought of like how much life a road takes. You know, you've got all the serial killer stories, roadkill, insects, death along this black river of asphalt. And so I was like, that's my next collection that I'm working on is all the deaths that happen along a road. Could be serial killers, could just be insects, could be,
horror.
The yeah. So I was like, okay. That's a surprise, had not planned on that kind of thing. So
but a whole new perspective, thinking about it a different way. Roads, we just see them and use them all the time and seldom think I'm looking forward to that.
The power of prompts.
Yay. All right.
All right, so now how about you? I was like trying to stall so you could get something up.
Oh, I found something and I have no idea if it's dark enough because I forgot we're doing dark things, but let's see. It's called Vandal number 5. I have a collection going called Vandal. I stopped at about 12 or 13 calling them Vandal number blah blah blah. I just started writing them because they're, kind of pertinent to life at the moment. But anyway, Vandal number 5. Dear Father, my graveyard, tell me how to be, testifying as you do with your granite faces. Poet, says one, no further instruction. I turn to the one I see. I turn to the grocery, bearded one, fearless, tell me how to be. I seek confirmation. I scrolled too far. I seek confirmation, huddled in shag carpet, babysitting basement of old, ceiling sparkled, little girls asleep upstairs and fearless of thunderstorms, and I knowing nothing but angel glow, for all guitarists out of reach, out of question, never questioned, perfect in hope, and delirious. A Vandal number 5 or whatever it was. I'm taking the screen away. Thank you. So that'll be a collection at some point. I don't know when. It's one of those ongoing, this is what's going on in my life. I don't know when that chapter is gonna shift. So so there. All right. Punkt. Well, there, in German they say period. They say punkt. So yeah.
Yes, well, and you do have quite a lot going on right now with the new job and
life changes big time and life and exhaustion, and they're trying to beat the hippie out of me and the poet, and thank God for that moon last night to remind me who I was.
Yes. Yeah. It was so beautiful, and we live on the mountain now, and so I am the weird American that's, well, I guess we're all American on this continent, but I'm the weird North American that is like running around going, oh, the moon, it's so amazing, and everybody else goes to sleep really early because they get up really early.
Okay. Yeah, I realized I went looking for the moon. The neighborhood where I live, the trees are so abundant and they're beautiful, but it's hard to find the moon sometimes. Yes. If I'm driving, I'll see it, but I didn't go driving anywhere last night. So we live next to a field, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wander off the porch and go like hippieing into the field to see it when my neighbor comes home, our new neighbors that just moved in, and I'm like, strolling out to find the moon. and it's like I was leaving the school where I work one day, and I had the windows down, and I was turning this corner, and I got this breeze, and I was like, and then I realized the crossing cars were like, and I was like, I'm just hippie poeting over here. Hello. Yes.
You know what, though? I think everybody needs that a little bit more because we take ourselves so seriously. And I think that is the root of unhappiness, when we expect ourselves to be perfect. And, newsflash, we're not going to be ever. Right. Give it up now.
It has been clear to me for several years that I'm sort of outside the system in some ways, but still got to eat, so I'm in the system, but it's like the system is so freaking bizarre to me. I had to sub a 4th grade class on Monday, and I was like, yeah, but you know what? Sit down and do your worksheet. I'm like, I'm a liar. It's a fraud. What I mean is, get your ass outside and smell the hyssop.
Let's dance. Flip your worksheet over and let's write poetry on it. Right. I have a 10-sided dice.
Ooh, I think that's going to happen the next time I sub. That's just happening. Okay, you don't like poetry? Yeah. Wait and see what happens. I love that formula of, verb, noun, adverb, and it's going to work. It's going to be a wonky, funny, weird sounding sentence, or like you say, you can flip it in a different order, but I like that.
Your word lists are up to you. If you don't have a 10-sided dice, you can download an app for free on your phone.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome. Or do a different, there's like a whole big collection of dice here. You can do, whatever list you want, like however many you want.
It's true. And they're so cool. My son used to be obsessed with dice. And so we just got this big board game that had all kinds of different dice in it. So he could just collect the dice. And I never played the board game, but we just, messed with the dice and did things with them. And they're beautiful and they're fun to hold. And sometimes they're shiny and sometimes they're not. a variety. I find them pleasurable objects to like.
They are, and they wind up being very personal. Like we do RPG every Sunday, and everybody has their own dice, and everybody is kind of swapped around. Like we have a lot of extra dice because people would get a set, but then you it's just not really jiving with you. Almost kind of reminds me of like runes or something, something very personal that is your thing, like rolling bones or something.
Yes, they used to roll bones. Yep, I love it. That's what we need more. Down to the earth, and down to the old, and not forget it. There's a lot of new great stuff, but I need a little more grounding in the other stuff. In the non-system. Oh God, I can't wait for these next 3 days. I'm just going to be like the most barefoot, freaking absurd, insufferable hippie. And I should take my hair down now. Okay, continue, Angela. I'm just going to start out and get my hair down.
She's going full on hippie, guys. Be ready for it.
That's right, kids. That's right, chicks and dudes and whoever.
Do you, because that went pretty fast. You want to do another one?
Yeah, I do. So
all right,
let's
do this.
If I can find my pen, and I did. Okay, all is well. All right, this is your turn to start the first line.
Okay.
That's my page.
My verb is embrace. Oops. I mean, you check that out. Okay.
Oh, do you want to roll real quick for? Do you want to roll real quick for how many lines?
Oh yeah. Let's do how many lines. 5.
5 lines. Got it. Okay.
All right. Embrace is the first one. Verb is 8. Swim. Wait, I think I just did that wrong. Oh, I
wait.
think I did.
Embrace is a verb. You want the noun.
So 8. Okay. Dream. Embrace dream.
Oh, this is life
I can't
stuff,
have
girl.
2 verbs together. Like what?
You
anarchy.
could, but that'd be a different form. Yeah.
Yeah. And my adverb is
Oh,
8, and that would be sadly. Oh, embrace dream sadly.
We hadn't. Did we? I don't think anything was sadly in our last one. It's time for a little sad. Okay, I'm first gonna find my whoopsies. I'm on the wrong. I got all these tabs. I got 5 tabs open, which is probably not that many. Oh, and also there it is. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Now I gotta find my phone. Okay. Bear with. Okay, there's a show. Okay,
don't worry.
Rolling the bones. Okay, I got a 6. I got a 9. I got a 3. Okay, don't tell me because I'm not on the thing. Okay, yes, I am. Hang on. 6 is dance, and 9 is time. Oh, that gave me chills. And 3 is silently. Dance time silently. Oh, that grooves.
I like that. These are all things that I would not combine myself, probably.
That's right. I love how the universe is doing it. That makes me happy. All right.
All right. I'm going to verb it. Roll for verb. 8 again. I think my dice are like.
They like that
one. 8. So I've got swim.
Mm-hmm.
And noun 6. Swim fire. Swim fire. And my adverb is 8. No, 9. Joyfully. Swim fire joyfully.
Cool. I love it. All right, I'm gonna roll. Got an 8 again. Wait, was that what yours? I don't care. I'm gonna find out. 8, 9, 10. Mine always do a little sequence. All right, I'm for that. The poetry experiment tab, and we are at again with swim. Oh, I love the swim theme. I like it when there's repetition. 9 is time. Swim time. Ooh, it's like it's weaving it,
Oh,
it's like
wow,
returned. Okay. And then 10 is unexpectedly. Swim time. Yeah, that sounds like life stuff right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Final line. Do you want to roll first?
Yeah. And then we'll just like go back and forth like we did the last time.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. First one, verb. 8 again. So swim.
Oh, we are swimming. This is our swim poem. Okay, I will roll for the next one, which is 5. And that is ocean. Hey, pertinent. Okay. Do you want to each roll for the last one like we did and then do a math problem? Okay. I got a 5 again.
I got 8 again. My dice really loves 8.
All right. Do we want to do addition? Oh, wait, we have to do subtraction. So 3.
Okay. So silently.
Oh, silently. Okay. All right. I'm going to find my screen again. I don't even know how my screen was. It's probably lopsided. Okay, I will read this one. Okay, here's our dice poem, number 2. Embrace dreams sadly, dance time silently, swim fire joyfully, swim time unexpectedly, swim ocean silently.
I like it.
Which I accidentally spelled sliantly. I wasn't going to say it and laugh until the poem was complete.
Silently.
So there we go.
We should re-roll for one silently, just like we did for we got 2 loudlies last time.
Right. So, okay. I'll take a roll.
I'm going to let you roll.
1 for the adverb is, hey, why don't you just tell me so I don't have to switch screens?
It is adverb gently.
Okay, so do we want to swim ocean gently or dance time gently? What do you think?
I think dance time gently. What do you think?
I kind of thought that too. We concur. So we've got embrace dream sadly, dance time gently, swim fire joyfully, swim time unexpectedly, swim ocean silently.
I like it. That is, yeah, I really, and now I kind of want to rework these, like expand them, but there is such a, but even like it is, I'm kind of like loving it.
But that's what I love about this form you've put together. It's like, we could do it this way, and then we can go back and revisit and expand it. And then you've got 2 poems,
Yeah, this is kind of like the core poem, and then.
Yeah. And then you dress it up.
Plus it kind of makes it easy to do notes because I'm going back now and writing in these lines because I just did like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Just in the numbers.
Yeah.
Time. But all right. Well, there you have it.
Yes. A triumph.
We've got here first.
That's right. This is the new thing. This is the next big thing.
Yeah.
We're all poets with our dice. Dice poets. I love it. That's
all
great.
Right. And then I'm kind of copying and pasting. I can't apparently talk and copy and paste. Okay.
I thought Angela was like, I thought you were like, hang on, I'm writing this into a like big flowery poem.
I'm making a sonnet. No, just copying and pasting. Sorry.
Dice sonnets. Well, that's our collab, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna say I'm in love with this. I'm gonna do this more. I'm probably gonna do this regularly. This would be fun just to get the juices going. Like I'm gonna write a story. Let me just roll some dice on this list and then see what comes out.
And this, Angela, for me is so perfect and so timely because, like I said, I've got all this life change going on and a lot more responsibility with my job. I've had jobs in the past that were several hours a week, but that I was on a switchboard, so I could write poetry there is no time and I don't know. And if that's going to happen at this job, it hasn't happened yet and it's not going to happen often or regularly. So this is perfect because when like time is at a premium and stuff, and I'm like, I got to get myself into that poetry mind, which normally I can flip a switch and be there because I'm so there most of the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to like sort of cultivate the way, and this is really going to be a great tool. So I appreciate you doing that today when I'm here with you, and like that's like you've brought that into my life at the same time with the game Poetry Freaks. I think they're going to go hand in hand with like my poetry practice going forward. They're going to help me a lot. So yeah.
Woo! And I am very excited to play Poetry Freaks next month. I was say next week, but yes, next month, which will probably feel like a week. My time kind of time flies silently.
Thank you. Thank you for that. But yeah, and you inspired that game too. That game was like your prompt, your challenge. And so I also thank you for that, because that was a lot of fun. That was so much
I'm
fun.
good at coming up with ideas, and then later I cuss about it, like, what the hell was I thinking? I don't have time for that. Yeah.
Well, this one we took off your hands, and
yes.
you delegated that one, so that was the right move, because it was.
Well, that's because we had a RPG expert on our hands, so
that's
it's like,
true.
Ooh, how
yes, our friend Sean McAnally is an RPG enthusiast and writer of games and player of games for decades. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that was your guy. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So please thank Sean for me for doing this, for creating this, because I'm very excited to do this. It's about time that we have poetry RPG.
Yeah, God, what a great combo.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you can create, like you're playing a game and therefore relaxing, but also you're creating poetry that you can keep and publish, kind of like bringing the play into the poetry. Which is kind of like what art can be, is like just fun and creative. We don't always have to slave away and
this is a pleasure. It becomes this really pleasurable activity with this element of chance, and this whoever has the beautiful privilege of constructing the lists of words. I mean, I would be all over that. And so, you did that beautifully, and it's just, and you can always find lists on the internet too. That's where we got a lot of the words for the game, the beautiful words, because I needed beautiful words to draw from a can during National Poetry Month in April.
Oh yeah.
And I just found lists on the internet. I combined 2 or 3 different lists because, I was looking for inspiration. I don't know. I'm not going to just sit here and read. I'm not going to say I'm not going to sit here and read the dictionary. I've done that. I'm going to pick a letter and find all the, we've done that. We're word people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But word nerds. But it was so handy how other word nerds out there have already made a beautiful list of beautiful words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
so and sometimes we just don't have the well to dig in. Like you're saying, like you're working all the time. I was rushing. It was one of those afternoons where I'm like rushing, and I'm trying to make rice, and I don't have time to write this down, or I will burn the rice, because I do that all the time. I burn a lot of food.
I do too. Isn't that the worst when you're like, but the fryer just came in my mind and my soul, and I'm washing the dishes. Yeah, I have this voice memos app that I'm always like, oh, I'm thinking of a song. And that's when now I've started putting those in my podcast, where it's like at the end of the episode, I'm like, oh, here's my funny little voice memos where I thought of the tune and didn't want to forget it. And then I'm like burping and letting the cat out and all these other sounds. So it's a hoot podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
This has been a pleasure of pleasures.
I'm glad.
The end of a tough week, and you've elevated my awareness and alertness.
Yeah. And we're kicking off your weekend as a poetry hippie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be back for 3 days, and then I'll go back to work. It's only going to be a 4-day a week job going forward most of the time. So all right. Yeah.
So, maybe you can bring dice or something. Like if the kids, you can start rolling dice words with them or something. And, I don't know. Hey, kids, let's roll a dice in the back alley. I mean, let's roll a poem in the back alley.
They'll be all over that. That is just their thing. Yeah. They'll love it.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's it. I mean, next week is going to be Poetry RPG with Poetry Freaks. So, do not miss that. I'm sorry. Did I say next week again? Next month.
We really love this.
Day.
We do it every week if time allowed. It just does not. Being human.
Except for this real job thing. So
right. No, it's good. It's good for me because it's a good challenging job, and it's good sense of community, being in the community and contributing and helping, and I like it. I just had because of the 4-day weeks, they've expanded the hour of the day, which a lot of people keep saying, well, it's not that much longer. I'm like, it is a hell of a lot longer. Have you ever, my school days
one hour
past 4 o'clock when I was a kid, and we're not done till 4:30. And so to me, it's eternal because I'm a freewheeling hippie. But anyway, it's been a 5-day weeks for 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, the shadow of my former self until I rebuild this weekend. And then going forward, it'll be the shorter weeks. Thank the great Lord. Oh, yep.
Awesome.
All right.
I guess that's it. I will say goodbye now, and we'll go get our poetry on. I'm actually going to do a bunch more poems because it's like so much fun.
Addictive.
Yeah.
I'm going to cultivate more lists and like really get freaky with it. Poetry.
Yeah, because we could actually have themed lists, like the vampire word lists or the,
yes,
mausoleum cake word list.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Got to go to a cemetery. That's I'm doing that. Well,
cemetery.
It's Labor Day. Yeah, not Memorial Day. Okay, yes, I will. All right, cool. Instead of Santa Calagon, no offense, that's our little town festival, but my school is right by. It's Bryant. Did you know Bryant Elementary? It's right by where you used to live, and
funny.
And it's like right by the square. And I was like, all day long, I was like, don't forget, Amy, don't drive home through the square. I friggin' just like made the turn, shattered, and I was like, now I've done it. So a million people crossing the street, but it was okay. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
I'm glad
Calagon days. I'm not
Santa Calagon days.
A year.
Independence, Missouri is the queen city of the westward trails back in the 19th century. The last stop before the 3 trails west, before you got into the wilderness. Santa Fe, California, Oregon trails, Santa Calagon days. So just thought I'd explain that little puzzle. So
yeah, go look it up on the internet. It is actually quite an awesome festival.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I've gone to it all my life. So yeah. All right, gang. Thank you, Angela, as always.
Bye, Amy. I will see you next month, Poetry Freak, and we will play.
Amen.
Poetry Freak. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Gaming it.
All right. I guess that's it. Bye, everybody. See you next month.
Next month. Mm-hmm.